Hello and welcome everyone to Aubrey Moon Field at the front of the University of Lynchburg campus for this NCAA Division III ODAC Hornets and the Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets. My name is Ethan Morotsky, and I have the privilege of bringing you this senior day action for the Hornets. We had a number. First, Addison Walter, number 3, a fifth year from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Number 5, Kaylee Dorses, a senior from Chesapeake, Virginia. Carly Hudnall, a senior from Rustburg, Virginia. Number 19, the fifth year from Appomattox, Virginia. Logan Curtis from Virginia Beach. Anna Grace Terrell from Sherrills Ford, North Carolina. Emily Charlton from Chesapeake, Virginia. And rounding out for the 23-13 Hornets against the Randolph-Macon 30-8. Not only is Randolph-Macon 30-8, they're also the number 18 ranked team in the nation. University of Lynchburg Hornets rounding out their season, trying to get some momentum going in to the amazing season that they're having, but there are all some bright spots. The pitching has done absolutely fantastic, especially with the addition of Kate Charlton. The hitting, top of the lineup, has been doing really well. Lexi Powell, Sarah Watts been doing absolutely fantastic, and everybody else trying to find their groove going into that crunch time of the season with the Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets lineup. Leading off, number 21, Amanda Lanyon, and I apologize if I'm butchering any of these names. Naomi Sadler, number 19, heading third. Number 25, Charlotte Boswell. In the cleanup spot, number 28, Kayla Davis. And hitting fifth, number 22, Reagan Hill. Sixth, number 15, Tori Powell. Hitting seventh, number 11, Blaine Talley. And hitting eighth, number 27, and also pitching today is Gracie Ellis. We'll talk more about her when she steps into the circle. And rounding out the order, hitting ninth, number 24, Avery Shiflett at the DP spot. And then also they have Jordan Brown playing shortstop. And we'll quickly move over towards the Lynchburg lineup. Obviously, you can hear on our PA system. Big crowd here for senior day. And hitting leadoff for the Hornets is Lexi Powell playing center field. And right after her, you've got Carly Hudnall catching for Emily Charlton. Sarah Watts playing shortstop. Cleanup, Alyssa Tal field. And immediately after her, Sarah Barnes playing first base. Kaylee Hackett playing third plate base. The hot corner today, Brianna Hodges, as it seems like she started to solidify herself into that outfield. Anna Grace Terrell at the DP spot, and hitting second leadoff. And the 9th spot for the Hornets is Layla Leetson playing second base. So now that the lineups are complete, we'll take a short break for the national anthem here on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Welcome back, softball fans, and stepping in the circle for the Hornets is one of the two aces on this Lynchburg pitching staff, Emily Charlton, the older sister on the pitching staff, currently repping a 1.46 ERA, doing a fantastic job in the circle for the Hornets. An 8-6 record with 20 appearances. She started 15 games, and out of those 15 starts, she's gone 7 complete, repping 2 shutouts over 81.1 innings pitched, only 17 earned runs. So Emily Charlton looking to continue her dominance, not just through this regular season, but into the postseason. Going to try and carry this Hornet lineup alongside Kaylee Dorses. And as Lanyon steps into the box, we'll go over the outfield and infield again for the Hornets, starting with the outfield. In left field, there's Alyssa Talium. Center field, Lexi Powell. Right field, Brianna Hodges. And infield from left to right, Kaylee Hackett, Sarah Watts, Layla Leitz, and Madison Barnes. And Carly Hudnall behind the dish, the battery mate for Emily Charlton. Amanda Lanyon, I apologize if I'm butchering these names. Starting off with a 2-0 count. 2-0 pitch, grounded softly to Hackett, quickly fielded, high throw over the glove of Madison Barnes. Lanyon heading towards second, throw not in time, and so it'll be an error on Kaylee Hackett to start off the ball game, and Randolph-Macon already in a great spot in the top of the first. It'll go down as a throwing error for Kaylee Hackett, something you don't see too often from the hot corner, especially because Kaylee Hackett this season has done a fantastic job being able to fill in that third base spot. Bunt being shown, will be called ball. No back pick to second. You see Kaylee Hackett crashing. They're most likely going to take the out at first base. You got Sarah Watts covering third base, and Hackett charging in. That one's fouled off, so it'll be even up the count at 1-1. Naomi Sadler at the plate for the Yellow Jackets. Sadler hitting .382 coming into this doubleheader. Your day for the Hornets. As that bunt goes right into the box, will be called a foul ball because it's in the box. If that one was right in front of the plate, would have been called a fair ball. But now you've got 2 strikes on the hitter. Most likely won't see a bunt from Sadler, as if it goes out of play, would be a strikeout. 1-2 pitch from Sadler. Swung on, fouled away to the left side. Good job from Hudnall to hadn't picked that one up before it can curve back into fair territory. Charlton, one of the 5th years on the squad. She's pretty much been one of the top dogs on this Lynchburg staff for 5 years. Can't believe it's been so long since Emily Charlton joined the system and the culture. That one again fouled to the left side. You see that slap of Sadler on the southpaw part of the box. One-two count. Charlton gets the pitch, fires just outside. We'll even up the count at 2-2. Sadler has 24 appearances. Out of those 24, she started 23 of the games. 55 at-bats, 21 hits. That one's in the dirt. A good block by Hudnall. You can see Lanyon on second was really looking to try and take third base, but a good block by the catcher, the senior Carly Hudnall. Full count. Fouled away again. Long at-bat for... And sometimes coaches look at quality at-bats just as important, as that one's grounded softly to Watts. She Doesn't look a bad throw again to first base. The throw, she was heading over there no matter what was going on. But the Hornets' second error in just 2 batters. They're going to have a circle, try and calm things down. You know you're going up against the number 18 team in the nation. They pretty much in the top rankings for almost every single category. It's a cloudy day in the Hill City, but beautiful temperatures, just 75 degrees. Beautiful day for softball.
Now batting number 25, Charlotte Boswell.
Charlotte Boswell at the plate for the Yellow Jackets. Going to try and start this squad off in the top of the first. Got runners on the corners with no outs. That one bunted in the air. Hudnall diving, can't come up with the play. You can hear everybody was screaming, trying to urge Hudnall or even Barnes at first base to lay out and make the play. So good effort from Hudnall. It'll be a 1-1 count on Boswell. Catches that inside corner, good pitch from Charlton. An out right here with keeping the runners on the corners would be so huge for this defense. 1-2 pitch from Charlton. Almost, they're gonna check swing. Third base umpire says she went. It'll be a strikeout for Boswell, the first one of the game for Charlton. Good pitch. Really painting that inside corner. So great job from the 5th year. Runner takes off for second. No throw. So now you've got 2 runners in scoring position for the Yellow Jackets. Kayla Davis at the plate for Randolph-Macon. So that one's outside for ball 1, leaving up the count. Kayla Davis coming in to this matchup, hitting .313. So this is a very solid Randolph-Macon lineup. Charlton can't find the corner. A ground ball would be huge, especially with pretty much everybody on the infield in. You've got Watson, Leetzen about even with the bags. As that one's popped up, it's coming right over the top of the press box. We didn't hear anything, so we'll assume that it went behind us onto Lakeside Drive. Again, we're at the front of the University of Lynchburg campus. You got Lakeside Drive roundabout right behind us. Swung on and missed, strike 3. A beautiful pitch from Charlton again, and her second strikeout of the day and inning. We've got the Charlton faithful in front of us with her best friend LT, a Randolph-Macon alumni softball player, and that one's gonna hit Hill, and so an unlikely hit by pitch will put Hill on first base, and bases will be juiced for Tori Powell. And don't be fooled. And now don't quote me on this, but I'm assuming that this is not, that Tori Powell does not have any relation to Lexi Powell. We won't count that out, though. So hit by pitch loads the bases. Coach Don Simmons will head out to the circle and just get a little bit of a scouting report. Two outs, not a great start for the Hornet defense. There was an error by Kaylee Hackett on the throw to first, and then immediately after that, an error from Sarah Watts on the throw to first. It was caught by Barnes. The throw from Watts was caught by Barnes, but you couldn't apply the tag. So that put runners on the corners, and Emily has went 2 straight strikeouts to make this a lot more manageable. And now it's all about damage control against Tori Powell. That one floats in, just misses the upper part of the zone. And if you're Tori Powell, you know Charlton's going to come right at you. You can't put her anywhere. That one, again, just misses a little above the letters. Now you're in a favorable hitter's count. 2-0 pitch from Charlton. Fires popped up into the infield. Layla Leetzen calling everybody off. And a great job from the Hornets to be able to get out of that jam. Great job from Emily Charlton. 2 straight strikeouts and popping up Powell to Layla Leetzen at second base. And so that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. And we'll head to the home half of the first. We'll keep it right here. And I'll go over the Lynchburg lineup quickly. Once again, we've got Lexi Powell at the leadoff, Carly Hudnall, Sarah Watts, Alyssa Taliumptua, Madison Barnes, Kaylee Hackett, Brianna Hodges, Hannah Grace Terrell, and rounding out in the second leadoff spot will be Layla Leetzen. We'll go over the Randolph-Macon field. They're slowly heading out there. They had a lot of people on base, so assume that everybody's getting ready, getting their gloves, and heading out there. In left field, we've got Blaine Talley. And center field, we've got Amanda Lanyon. Right field, Naomi Sadler. And then on the infield, from left to right, Charlotte Boswell. Jordan Brown, who's not in the lineup but playing shortstop. She has Gracie Ellis hitting at the pitcher spot and Avery Shiflett at the DP. At second base, Tori Powell. And first base, Reagan Hill. Behind the dish, Kayla Davis, and then Gracie Ellis on the mound. And Gracie Ellis has really been outstanding, not just in the conference, but in the nation. She actually leads Division III softball in earned run average. It's been absolutely fantastic, repping a .48 ERA. Not 2.4, not 1.4, 0.48, which is just an unbelievable statistic. 18-1 record, 20 starts, 23 appearances, as Lexi Powell watches that sail above the zone to even up the count. In 131 innings pitched, Gracie Ellis has only given up 56 hits, 186 strikeouts, as that one has popped up shallow center field. Calling off everybody will be Lanyon, and she'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. .186 strikeouts in 131 innings. Believe me when I say this, and I know that you can take my word for this, but that is just something that you'll rarely ever see, whether that's softball or baseball. As Hudnall, slap hitter for Lynchburg, steps up in the lefty's batter's box. Again, a slap hitter. Had a really great season last year. She started to pick it up. She's starting to get hot for this Hornet lineup. As she pokes that one towards the left side. Play cannot be made. A good attempt by Boswell on that jumping play. Hudnall hitting .302 this season, so she's really stepped up her game in the second half of the regular season. She started 30 games behind the plate for the Hornets as she pokes this one foul. And now you're in a 2-strike count. Gracie Ellis, especially with how well she's been doing this year, has all the confidence in the world coming into this matchup. One out for the Hornets. Sun is coming out. I'm going to have to put my sunglasses on as Hudnall swings and misses. A little check swing, but she does go, and that'll be the second out of the inning, and the first strikeout for Gracie Ellis. That'll bring up the devastating Sarah Watts.
Number 7, Sarah Watts.
Sun definitely is out now. You can smell the sunscreen. Excuse me, the sunscreen. As this one is popped up to first base. A quick one pitch, one out, caught by Hill. So 1-2-3 inning for the Hornets in the home half of the first. And we'll take a short break and head for the second inning of action on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Welcome back, softball fans. One inning of action has concluded. No hits, no runs for both teams. 2 errors for the Hornet defense, one by Kaylee Hackett, one by Sarah Watts. 2 errors that will rarely ever happen. And Emily Charlton did a great job getting through that inning. Good pick from Carly Hudnall. At the plate for the Yellow Jackets will be Blaine Tallery. That one fouled straight back. Even up the count at 1-1. Beautiful day at Aubrey Moon Field. Great day for softball. Great day for women's lax too. Lynchburg's Lady Hornets are up on Schellenberger Field playing Ferrum for the first round of the ODAC tournament. Emily Charlton fires right down Broadway for strike 2. Two count. As that one called strike 3. Another strikeout for Charlton. Her 3rd of the evening. Great job locating pitches. She's got her command down packed right now. First pitch down low for ball 1. That was another great pitch from Charlton, but that was an even better take from Ellis. Catches the corner, even up the count. There it is. I mean, it just seems like every pitch that Emily Charlton has thrown, or almost every single pitch, has been competitive. And she's really hitting her spots so far. Gracie Ellis repping that split grip. Something interesting that you see a majority in softball is that one will hit Gracie Ellis. And so that'll be another base runner for the Yellow Jackets by way of hit batter.
Now batting for Randolph-Macon,
Avery Shiflett rounds out the lineup in the 9-hole at the DP spot. And this is exactly what you have the 9-hole for. You have one out with a runner on first. They call it the second leadoff because if you get on, the lineup flips over and you're in a really good spot. A 1 pitch. Shiflett tried to lay down a drag bunt. And they're going to have to go down check first base to make sure that she went. First base umpire is pretty confident on that call. That's a good 0-2 pitch from Charlton, especially with the slap hitter pitches that are going away. Really tempting at first with all the movement that Charlton has. Fouled back into the dirt. And especially in an 0-2 count, you don't want it close to where the hitter can make solid contact, but you don't want it too far. You want it 1-2 again. We've got a pretty packed press box. This is our A crew, in my opinion. As that one's fouled to the left side, our A crew, we've got Eli Schilling, our second place dunk competition. Jonathan Faust, Maddie Schuchter, our player, and Micah Adams also helping out. Landon spots on camera down right field line. Can't forget about the camera crew. Swung on and missed, strike three. Her fourth in just 2 innings. Great job from Emily Charlton. There's that experience and the dominance on full display. Charlton has been on her A game. First pitch fouled back into the netting. Getting that first pitch strike is so important for a pitcher. You set the tone. And pitching with an 0-1 count is a lot easier than pitching with a 1-0 count. One count. Just catches the corner. Great pitch from Charlton. It's pitch after pitch, competitive pitch after competitive pitch. The 5th year. 1-2 count, just misses the corner. The velocity is also on full display. Charlton throws every single pitch. As she drops that one down there. Good block from Hudnall to keep Gracie Ellis at first. That one popped up. Sarah Watts underneath it, calling everybody off. Caught it for out number 3. Charlton. So 4 batters that inning. 2 strikeouts, 4 in total for the dominant 5th year, the ace of this Lynchburg squad. Sports Network. Home half of the second will be led off by Alyssa Taliantua, followed by Madison Barnes and Kaylee Hackett. Alyssa Taliantua, the southpaw left fielder. Level length of the helmet. Even count at 1-1. Again, it's a packed house here in the Hill City. 1 count. Gracie Ellis misses the corner for ball 3. Gracie Ellis on the season has only walked 13 batters. Swing on the ball. 3-1 count. Outside, called strike 2. I think that's a good take from Taliantua, a little off the plate. But a really great pitch from Gracie Ellis, and that's the run average. Full kick of help. Great at bat from Alyssa Taliantua. Three-two pitch. Gracie Ellis fires. Fouled away again. We'll do a full count once more. At least once more. It's a leadoff double. Beautiful. An 8-pitch at bat, driving that one into right center field. Sadler was ranging towards the gap, but it was placed perfectly, and now here comes Madison Barnes. First baseman Madison Barnes swings and fouls this one off to the left side. It'll even up the count at 1-1. From Ellis hits Madison Barnes, and now we've got runners on the corners. This is really an odd ball game so far. That's the third hit by pitch for both teams. Out in the circle, Gracie Ellis has now hit 7 batters throughout the season. And Coach Mike Jennings will head over, have their own little huddle down third baseline. Hackett on the season just .241, but she's a clutch hitter for this Lynchburg squad. Hornets strike first in the Hill City. Alyssa Taliantua scores. Madison possibly be about. It was a great effort from Sadler into right field. It looks like maybe, and the only thing that I could really think of was a, we'll try and get some information. As of right now, it's an RBI double for Hackett. Runners on second and third. And now here comes Brianna Hodges, right fielder, 5th year. Watches that one. Looked good from here, even at 1-1. Runners on second and third, speed everywhere. 1-2 count. Hodges fouls that one back. And that run that Gracie Ellis gave up is just the 21st of the strike count already for Anna Grace Terrell. Anna Grace Terrell in the DP spot today. 0-2 pitch. As my partner Joe Brennan has entered the booth. Lynchburg, this inning have been doing a great job fighting off 2 strike pitches. From Taliantua, a hit by pitch from Barnes, and then a double from Hackett to score the run. Lynchburg trying to notch a couple more insurance runs. 1-2 pitch outside for ball 2. Great at bat from Terrell so far. Even count at 2-2. Into left field, into the corner, caught by the left fielder, tagging is Barnes. She'll head for the plate, and it'll be another run. Hackett taking third on the error for Terrell. Kaylee Hackett advances to third on the throw. And we'll have a pinch hitter.
I've seen her in that pinch batting spot just because she's not necessarily in those top 2 in terms of the catchers that we've seen behind home plate this season. But I mean, what a spark plug just to add to the lineup. We've seen her with, you know, an RBI double to win a game this year in extra innings. She's someone that can really step up in big moments. And right now, this feels like one of the biggest moments of the season. You're going against one of the top pitchers in the country, and you're really starting to get the wheels going in the right direction here in the bottom of the second.
DiNardo with 4 starts on the season, hitting .333 off the bench, though. So I completely agree with the spark plug off the bench. She's done a great job, and she finds herself in a 1-0 count to start off the at-bat. 1-0 pitch into center field, hits soft. And Madison Barnes also scoring off that hit by pitch. So great inning for the Hornets. Glad to have you, Joe.
Happy to be here, man.
Yeah, it's a great day in the Hill City. Beautiful. Obviously, Gracie Ellis giving up her 10th and 11th earned run of the season.
Wow, how about that?
That's absolutely insane.
Came into this ball game with the best ERA, the best WHIP, and the best, what was it, hits allowed per 7 innings.
Really, best everything. You can argue that Gracie Ellis is having one of the greatest pitching seasons anybody's ever had in Division III.
Yeah, I mean, the senior right-hander has really been the warrior and the leader of this year's Randolph-Macon squad. And that's not saying they don't have other good arms or great talent at the dish, but, I mean, she's someone that you could really plug on any team and they become a top 25 squad.
And not only does she pitch, she hits too. She's in the lineup today for Randolph-Macon.
Looking like Travis Hunter.
NFL draft going on the last couple days.
Still no Shadur drafted.
Still no Shadur Sanders. Does that surprise you?
I mean, yeah. I think it surprises everybody.
I
certainly
think
the quote-unquote experts, but that's also you and me. You know what I mean?
I think we're experts.
We're the media. People don't like us.
Emily Charlton's still in the circle. She's been really dominant this whole time. 4 strikeouts in 2 innings. Sadler at the plate for her second at-bat of the day. She grounded to Sarah Watts. She was one of the 2 errors in that first inning from Lynchburg. But Charlton did a great job. 2 straight strikeouts as that one's fouled.
And then give you 2 very different looks. Obviously, righty and lefty, too, doesn't hurt.
Grounded, hits off of Hackett's glove and also off of Sarah Watts' glove. That'll even the slightest movement. Just trying to advance Sadler to second base, put her in scoring position. We'll have to get some information. Not sure what that could have possibly been.
Unless the runner went early, but even then, I mean, she'd be out.
Yeah, so possibly something to do with maybe.
It's not speculating.
I don't really know. We'll figure it
out
out eventually. But for now, it's 1 out with Sadler back on first base. It's Charlton just misses the corner.
What's great is we got this little chat in our YouTube, so if somebody knows and we don't,
if somebody knows, please let us know.
Enlighten us.
The problem is it feels like everybody's here at this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a packed house, not just for Lynchburg, but for Randolph-Macon also.
I certainly give Code Red a run
that
for its money.
That one was showing that opposite field power.
I mean, that's a good piece of hitting from Randolph-Macon. Obviously not the right location that you'd like. Fade-away toss to second, which is about 25, 30 yards.
Back pick from Hudnall, gets into center field. Lexi Powell backing up. And if you're a young softball or even baseball player, that catch and throw from Hodges is really textbook. You catch it over the shoulder on your glove side for a righty. That one's into right field, right to Hodges. Another play and another clean inning for Emily Charlton and her defense. It'll be 3. Lynchburg going to try and get some insurance runs in the home half of the third. We'll be right back on LHSN. home half of the third inning set to commence for Lynchburg. It'll be the leadoff hitter, Lexi Powell, starting things off, followed by Hudnall and Watts.
Not a bad place to be in the lineup. That's really been the heart of the order this year.
Powell pops this one up into center field, and it will be caught for the...
I mean, it's already a win that you've got 2 runs on the board right now. It honestly feels like you're playing with house money. But at the same time, like, you want to keep the wheels going, especially if you can steal one. We've today against a top 25 team.
Gracie Ellis, only 1 loss on the season as Hudnall shows bunt, pulls back.
And was that to Valdez?
I believe it was against Virginia
I
Wesleyan.
mean, the only team that's where you suffered a sweep to Salisbury, Valdez, and CNU, and then one against Mumpskin-Gum.
I think that's what Lynchburg does so well, is that no matter who they're...
Lynchburg, Randolph-Macon, ODAC, or general D3 fan coming into this series, and you see a Lynchburg team that's hungry for that signature win, you're thinking it's really need to get the bats rolling, and we need to rely on what's been our anchor all season long in a stellar pitching staff.
Got to get some insurance runs in the next couple.
A good piece of hitting, and granted, I just got here, but it's great to see him swinging, because I'm so used to seeing Hudnall try and lay down bunts, whether somebody's on the bags, whether there's an that loves to lay down a bunt because she's got wheels. Well, you can use it to your advantage right there. I mean, that's just great location.
Sarah Watts hits this one into left. Get up. And corner. A good swing. Hudnall tagging from first.
That's the right play.
It's a good swing from Watts, just a tad under it. It was caught in foul territory, so even if it did have the distance, it wouldn't have been a home run, but a positive swing. And going back to what you were talking about, this Hornet lineup today is swinging with confidence, and especially Alyssa Taliantua. Taliantua had a 9-pitch at-bat against Gracie Ellis, and I know from a pitcher's standpoint, a long at-bat where you're fouling off 3 or 4 pitches, especially so, ground ball to the outfield will likely score, especially because they're playing Taliantua very deep.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of power right here with Taliantua. Really just a sharp grounder that can poke through.
That one fouled straight back, and we'll have another full count in this ball game. Second full count that Taliantua's had. Shoots towards the Randolph-Macon dugout.
This is a good fight. I want to just stay alive. I mean, the art of hitting foul balls is something that's really underappreciated in softball and baseball.
Full count. Ellis fires, swung on and missed, strike 3. Gracie Ellis gets another strikeout of the day. Well, that will do it for the home half of the third. A little bit of momentum with a single from Hudnall and a good swing by Watts, but Gracie Ellis gets out of the inning, and we'll head to the 4th inning of this Game 1 doubleheader. Emily Charlton still on the mound. We'll be right back on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Welcome back, softball fans. 3 innings have been completed. Hornets have a 2-0 lead over the Yellows. Gets another swing on Powell. But leaving up the count at 1-1. Charlton, something unlikely from, we talked about it, about how Gracie Ellis and this Randolph-Macon staff doesn't really walk a ton of batters, and you can say the same thing about Charlton and Dorses. That one year, every single year, it feels like Charlton is one of your dominant forces on the mound in the conference.
How was senior day?
It was great. A lot of fifth years and seniors.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of the fifth years last year who were confident that they were coming back to play with their COVID year didn't get a senior year or senior day last year, so they actually celebrated it today alongside of the seniors.
I think that was like almost all of them except for Lexi Powell. Could be wrong.
Bree Hodges.
Bree Hodges. Okay.
Bree Hodges. Also recognized. She is not a senior, but she will not be playing next year. She's graduating.
Yeah. Graduating early. Something you and I could never do.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's a good piece of hitting. There's the well-laced right center field. Now you find yourself in good positioning with one out on the board and a runner in scoring position. And you've got the ace stepping in from the right side.
Gracie Ellis was hit by a pitch last time she was up. Watch his first pitch go right down the middle for strike one. The inning. I think you'd be able to hear Lexi Powell down at Foxy.
And that's what you want out of a
100%.
You want
Absolutely.
a vocal leader, somebody you'd rather have them be a little bit louder than a little too quiet.
And that's exactly what Lexi Powell is. She's that vocal leader that everybody looks up to on this squad. Gold Glover last year. She's done an awesome job in the outfield. Came into this contest hitting just above 360.
I mean, she does a great job wherever you put her. Right field, center field, behind home plate, in the batter's box. I mean,
Perfect example of a utility player.
Yeah, I think that's what they say.
Not getting that last name right.
Now batting number 33, Madison Perrys.
Perry's a sophomore from Colonial Heights, Virginia. Old. They're going to check third base umpire, see if she went. It's a no-go, so it'll be the second ball.
That was a smart check by Hudnall, but good job from Ferries not to go the whole.
It's always a possibility.
Wow.
Catches that corner. Looked
a
little off the plate.
That was well outside.
3-2 pitch from Charlton. Swung on and missed, strike three. A beautiful pitch from Charlton. Her fifth strikeout of the evening.
She's putting on a
Jackson.
Welcome back, softball fans. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Yellow Jackets. It'll be number 26, Kaylee Jackson, a freshman from Virginia Beach, Virginia. So Gracie Ellis only went 3 innings. Now keep in mind, with Gracie Ellis starting the game, still go back out on the mound later on in this first game of the doubleheader.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if she comes in for the second game, too.
Possibility ERA coming into this doubleheader. She's got Madison Barnes in an even count of 1-1.
Now you bring up a good bat in Hackett, too, who's really had some success as of late.
Well, I really like it. The lineup has really done a great job adjusting and finding the ground on these hits now. Kaylee Hackett doubled last time. She shows.
You know what? It might have happened actually earlier. It might have been something like that. The bunt that got the girl out. Maybe it hit her.
Possibility.
Because that brings the runner back to first.
Pitch from Jackson. In there for strike one.
(26-on-26).
Third pitch not in there for ball two. 2-1 count on Brianna Hodges, and I feel like we mention every game that Bri Hodges' pre-pitch routine taken off for second, but that one's fouled straight back, so it'll be a 2-2 count now for Brianna Hodges.
Hodges has really come alive towards the back half of this season in terms of extra base hits.
Strike out for Brianna Hodges. Jackson's first, and now you go from having one out with Barnes on second, now to 2 outs with Barnes on first, so completely different situation. Stepping up in the southpaw batter's box, it'll be Anna Grace Terrell. That one catches the corner, and we saw one of our athletic training interns carrying a bag of ice towards that Randolph-Macon dugout. Maybe we'll have to get some information, a possibility of a small injury to Gracie Ellis. As this one's laced into left field, a base hit for Anna Grace Terrell. So now you got runners on first and second, and this is manageable to get some insurance runs for the Hornets.
You bring up Leetzen in a big spot. Somebody that's had a really fun campaign in 2025. Wasn't an everyday starter till about the midway point when Watts got moved to short. Ever since then, I mean, she has been a crucial piece. She does have somewhat of an unorthodox swing. I can see the distance that she separates her hands on that bat.
Yeah, that split grip, and she's one of the slap hitters on this squad, but she's got a ton of speed. I mean, you can argue that she's one of the faster people on this Lynchburg squad.
Yeah, easily. She's got some wheels.
And with the shortstop playing a little bit back from even of the bags, a ground ball towards that shortstop area. And Leetzen is looking at an infield single as she misses on the bunt attempt. It'll be a 2-strike count now. Got to protect. 1-2 pitch from Jackson. Leetzen fouls this one off to the left side. You can see that Leetzen is really not worried about the land of the infield and leg out a single. Another foul ball towards the left side. We'll do 1-2 again.
Pitcher. I mean, I think the last thing you want to throw her is something off speed. I feel like you try and stick with some heat. Try and go high and inside.
1-2 pitch from Jackson. That winning half of this ball game has been completed, and it's starting to get into crunch time for Randolph-Macon, and we're going to see if Emily Charlton can hold this lead. We'll be right back on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. 4 innings of play have commenced. Top of the 5th will be led off by the leadoff hitter in Lanyon. We've got a couple alumni, as that one's grounded to the left side foul. A couple alumni, some Lynchburg alumni, and Brianna Carter and Amela Clausen in the stands supporting their old softball teammates.
Nice.
No matter if there's runners on, is always going to drop and block. You know, if you go look at some other catchers with no runners on, they're going to think that there's no point in dropping and blocking. They're going to try and pick that. But Hudnall,
He's been sad, and I don't think I've seen her throw overhand since then.
Sadler steps up to the dish for the Yellow Jackets. She's 1 for 2 on the day with back. It seems like every single broadcast, no matter whether it's softball, baseball, lacrosse, soccer, we're always talking about how good the ODAC is.
Yeah. 7-3 in their last 10. They've really started to find their rhythm. 16-4 in conference play.
Big strikeout from Charlton, her 6th. This one's flown into right, heading into foul territory and into the creek.
I mean, if you've got 1 or 2 pitchers that can really take over, that makes you a contender. And Virginia Wesleyan, they definitely have a couple of games left.
Well, going back to Virginia Wesleyan, I mean, what makes them so good is not only just their pitching, but their lineup is so solid, and they can really do it all. Good play from Hackett.
Actually, a hard worker, too. Last time at a Hillcats game. She's working game day operations for the Hillcats.
Faithful worker of the Hillcats. I've seen her a couple times at the Hillcats game. And now you're completely right. She's busy on and off the field, whether that's with work, school, or even more softball that she wants to work on. And that's what has made her such a lethal weapon in this lineup and in defense.
Makes a mean bowl of popcorn. A bucket, I should say.
Well, I mean, going back to what we were talking about, Virginia Wesleyan easily one of the best teams in the nation, not only because their pitching has done so well, but it seems like every single hitter on that squad is hitting at a minimum of 350 average.
I mean, they've got a real chance to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not just
and
the conference.
And that's every single year. And, I mean, even another example of really good all-around teams would be CNU. You go back to that CNU roster, and they've got a couple hitters in there who are just shy of 500 average. They've even got a hitter that's shy of 600.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, there's something in the water over there in Harrisonburg with the Eagles right now. I mean, they split with Randolph-Macon, Lynchburg, and Virginia Wesleyan all in the month of April. So they're playing their best brand of ball at just the right time. We're at the beginning of the season. You know, I don't want to call it a slow start. There's a nice base knock. Oh, better play by the second baseman. What a toss.
Great job from Powell at second base. Powell throwing out Powell. And now I'm almost certain that
all the ranked matchups they had until April, where they were 0-4, got swept against Gettysburg, got swept against CNU, 2 of which out of those 4 were run rule games. Virginia Wesleyan's the A, they're the B, right behind them. And it really all starts with Gracie Ellis, who I'm surprised has been – so that's something we're keeping an eye on, but still no update.
We don't want to speculate, but obviously there are always injury possibilities. Hudnall is in a 1-2 count.
I think what
Gracie Ellis, obviously arguably the best pitcher in the nation, also hitting for this Randolph-Macon lineup in the 8th spot.
Powell at second thought she got the strikeout.
2-2 count. Jackson has the pitch, winds, fires. Good eye from Hudnall. Quality at bats so far for the Hornets. Great job from Jackson to be able to nullify really any momentum for this Hornet lineup.
Now batting for Lynchburg, number 7.
Sarah Watts was hitting around the 350 area that she's still hitting now. She grounds this one towards the shortstop throw in time to first base, but it felt like every.
So, I mean, she can get hot and do so in a hurry. And right now, Lynchburg trying to get the bats rolling a little bit, but they've got some cushion.
Always can, but no runs to show for it for the Yellow Jackets, as Davis will step up to the plate and try and change things for the Randolph-Macon Yellow. First pitch from Charlton catches the corner, and she's right back to it. It's a tough read to make as an outfielder, especially because that's a line drive that was hit so hard that it really doesn't change level, so you're not sure whether to go out or in, and Lexi Powell did a great job. First pitch hit sharply to Kaylee Hackett and can't make the play to.
Now we're in a big spot, Ski. I mean, back-to-back sack flies could tie this ball game up.
Don Simmons head out towards the circle to talk about possible scouting on Powell.
And I think it's a smart idea from Dawn to have a quick word with. Have a whole lot of faith in your group. This is the biggest spot in the game we've been in all day. And right now, you know, you got to trust Charlton because she's gotten you this far. You don't want to take the ball out of her hands quite yet. Especially with plays that we've seen. I mean, both of them could have been outs. We could have two away right now. You had a fielder with her glove on it.
It really shows you how softball is a game of inches. And a diving play by Powell, and the ball pops out on contact. And then just a great play by Hackett with the glove, where that ball was smoked, and that's why they call it the hot corner. And just a great job being able to glove it, but couldn't get the throw to second. A little bit of.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to give a meatball over the plate by any means, especially in this spot. But you got to pound the zone. You really need to hunt for his strikeout.
Initially, a good job from Hackett to be able to read that one.
Yeah, and Huddy had her with the first tag. You saw the call from our home plate on Bildy to turn in two. Nevertheless, I still think it's smart to hold on to it, not force with it.
Obviously, the double play is what you want, 100%.
One's a must, two is a plus.
Yeah, absolutely. Runners on second and third again now after Powell takes second base on a steal.
And you got Tally, who's had a mixed day. She had a strikeout and a hit. And Tally, a quality hitter, somebody that's hitting .350 with 27 base knocks this year, but also second on the team in strikeouts.
Swung on and missed, strike three. A beautiful pitch from Charlton. Pulled the string, got the swing and a miss. Her 7th strikeout of the afternoon, and now this is looking a little bit more manageable.
I believe the saying there is right on cue. Charlton, 7th strikeout of the year. Pardon me, 7th strikeout of the day. Tally's 13th strikeout of the season.
And to hit for her spot, so Gracie Ellis not hitting. And we will get a different hitter. It'll be number 6. Appearances on 17 starts.
And she's someone that started her collegiate tenure as a D1 ranked recruit.
She finds herself quickly down in the count in a tough position. Charlton catches the corner, and now you're quickly down 0-2. If you're Charlton, you throw every single pitch. There's so many different things that you can go to, and as a hitter, that's just a lot more things that you have to. 1-2 pitch foul to the right side.
But not too picky when you're down 0-2. I mean, if there's one that's 50-50 that really borders on it, you don't want to leave it up to the blue.
Well, with 2 strike. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 8th strikeout of the day for Charlton. Complete in the circle for number 24, the 5th year. Welcome back, softball fans and ball fans, and great game on Aubrey Moon Field. The Hornets up, great game on Aubrey Moon Field. The Hornets up 2-0. Emily Charlton on full display, absolutely dominating. 8 strikeouts on the afternoon. And now you've got Alyssa Talion.
So that one's most likely out of the picture. But we could very well go into extras the way this game is gone.
Taliumtua lines that one to the left side. Good swing. Good eye from Taliumtua. 2-1 count now.
Third arm we've seen in the circle today for Randolph.
1 count now.
Third arm we've seen in the circle today for Randolph-Macon. They go to Katrina Brabson, who's
out. Pitch from Babson, swung on, blooped into center. It'll be down. Pitch from Babson, swung on, blooped into center. It'll be down for a single. Alyssa Taliumtua, her second hit of the ball game. And the excitement from everybody on really our left side of the stands, and then obviously in the dugout, everybody was excited, and that's a huge at-bat from Taliumtua, especially as the leadoff hitter, to continue that momentum going for the Hornets. And now you've got Madison Barnes at the plate, who's 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch. Grounds that one softly, and foul ball. The quick transition from the third baseman Boswell over it on that left side of the foul line. Madison Barnes quickly down in the count, 0-2. To Babson, right back to her. She throws it to first for the first out of the inning. Pretty much he has had a double in her first at bat, and then a failed bunt attempt, made contact with it outside of the box, resulting in an out. Grounded softly, play made, throw to first in time. Good job by Boswell to look back Taliumtua at second, so runner doesn't advance. Swung on, grounded softly. Bree Hodges trying to beat the throw. Play not made, bobbled. 1 run base, and the hustle on display. So Hodges will advance to second. Hornets take a 3-0 lead, and that's the insurance.
Jackets, and it's a costly one.
Anna Grace Terrell at the plate, DP for today's ball game. She hits this one into left field. Play not going to be made. Hodges going to be sent home. An interesting slide in the plate, but it doesn't matter. Run scores, an RBI single for Anna Grace Terrell. Hornets tack on another run and double their lead.
A slow roller that went about 3/5 of the way down the third base line. Hodges had to hurdle it, try and get out of the way.
Addison Walter will take the place of Anna Grace Terrell on second base for pinch runner. We've got Zoe Elliott pinch hitting for the Hornets. Elliott really knows her role on this squad. Have another one as the Hornets now have a 4-run lead. Lynchburg out hit Randolph-Macon at the moment. And again with the speed on second base and Walter, anything. That one hit into right field. It's going to be a base hit. Walter going to round third, head for the plate. The throw not in time, and it's going to be.
That's what every coach dreams of.
Hitting. The term is hitting is contagious, and Lynchburg really showing exactly why. 3 hits in 1-1. Lexi Powell, 2 flyouts and a ground out. Grounds this one softly to the third baseman. Throw by Randolph-Macon. And so we will head to the last 3 outs of the Yellow Jackets Seventh inning action set to commence. Emily Charlton still on the mound. Throw to the plate was in time by Kaylee Hackett for the first out, and then strikeout. And you've got Shiflett, who's back in the lineup, quickly down 0-2 in the count. Circle. And everything is working for her, and she's catching all these hitters off guard. That one grounded softly foul. Possibly one of the best senior day performances in Lynchburg history, and we could possibly see a follow-up with the best senior day games but by pitchers with Kaylee Dorsey's in game 2. I mean, with
things don't go how the Hornets would love with Dorsey's in the circle, which doesn't happen too often. Obviously, you don't have a bad option.
Starting off Sadler, the first pitch strike. That one fouled back. Now you're up in the count 0-2 again. Yellow Jackets down to their final out.
Number 25, Charlotte Boswell.
I mean, this is going to be a big win for Lynchburg. I mean, we mentioned
is gone for Charlton. Complete game still a possibility. So now you've got 2 outs with a runner on first, and you cut the lead down to 4.
You know, obviously, you'd like to have the shutout there because it sounds prettier. Bolsters your resume a little bit.
1-0 pitch from Charlton. Just misses the top of the zone. And you know that Don Simmons also wants Emily Charlton to get this complete game just as much as
I think she wants her to reach double-digit strikeouts, too.
9 strikeouts so far for Charlton. She's down in the count 3-0 to Davis. 3-1 count now. Three-one count. Pitch from Charlton, lined right to Hackett. She does a good job knocking it down. Throw a little high. Barnes stays on the bag, and it'll be the 3rd out, the final out, and Lynchburg will take game 1 against the number 18 ranked team in the nation, Randolph-Macon.
That's a big-time win, and what a play to end it on, too. And it didn't look perfect, but it got the job done, and that's all you need.
Lynchburg win 5-1 on 8 hits. They had 3 errors in the field, and Randolph-Macon 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error in the field. Charlton, definitely the player of the game for the Hornets. Absolutely outstanding.
Should be fun. I'm excited for it.
Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Ethan Morotsky and Joe Brennan on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network for Division III ODAC softball.